And welcome back. Straight into the action, into it. We obviously had a heater on Anubis, and I expect nothing less on Inferno. Will it be Inferno, or will Rooster continue the trend and pull it away 2-0? Komodo and Conky here, and we'll be able to find out in just a few rounds.
Yes, indeed, sir. Good day, everyone, if you are just joining us. Greyhounds, once again, starting off on the T side when it does come to Inferno right now. However, I guess following in pursuit of what we were seeing a lot over on map 1 in Anubis was Grayhound losing the first opening duel. So, unfortunately, Vexite does find the grave nice and early. And it's going to be this B apartments walk. Only chelleos at this A site at the moment, Mitch.
He's creeping, though. Might get a lot of information in just a second if he does find the timing right, but he seems to be a little bit confused as to exactly what's going on. He wants to start to watch his back now. Alistair obviously moving into the apartments, but they've left it completely open. If he can deny the plan here, it could be massive, but it's a little bit shaky. Liazz, a couple of missed shots, but at least they've spotted out chelleos. Alistair knows exactly where he is, can try to lock him in, but look at this movement straight up towards mid Komodo. Alistair is going to have every single angle which way to watch. He does peek around, but now he has to move on in, has to try and cut off the rotation. Everything is happening here as they do aggress in towards the site. So Inns holding through. Liazz also opening with one as well. More frags found. And it's an absolute bloodbath on the A side, only losing Vexite at the start. Grayhound open up strong. Oh my word.
Big old pistol. I'm unsure if I came through choppy just there. My communications just seem to lag a little bit, but hopefully we are all good now. But a good recovery from Grayhound at the end of that round. Lion's share of frags over towards Liazz. And again, following Rooster going to be going for the fourth this time. Sico for the opener on to chelleos. That's an immediate rotation for Netic too.
Happy days. Exactly the opening that they need. You know, Grayhound obviously few issues in that previous map, not able to get some consistent rounds on the board. And ultimately we are seeing a good start from them. So with chelleos going down in the entry point, 3 members still locking down the site. ASAP obviously does have that very, very deadly 5-7. It's going to be a bit of a cause for concern. So TJ, middle of the side alongside Netic. This full investment. Is Grayhound going to be able to overwhelm it? It's a bit of a slowdown, though. They are giving plenty of respect to it here, Grayhound. Slotting in towards the archers, though, now. Alistair with that wrap. I think 80k is actually starting to rotate around. If they spot him, B-side for free, and they should be able to just roll on in nicely. Okay, so well done from Grayhound. They're going to avoid the stack, and you'd just assume, Komodo, that Rooster will probably save up.
Yeah, potentially so. I mean, it makes it more wise for the next round where they've got some semblance of a purchase to come through instead of being just the default USPs, albeit we have seen some damage over on map number 1. But yeah, a famous 5-7 and Deagle will definitely be a bit better for them. So again, well traversed for Grayhound, just making sure that they're crossing their T's, dotting their I's. And if this continues, you know, maybe it will be a case of Grayhound getting back into what we would kind of say is a normal game of Counter-Strike for them.
It's tough, hey, because, like, I saw a lot of commentary in the chat being like, you know, noob Grayhound, or even just, like, Rooster sort of commentary and stuff. And it's just like, last game was Rooster firing off. They were playing absolutely incredibly. Individually, they were sharp. As a unit, they were solid. Grayhound was missing some shots, but yeah, I don't feel like that was straight up the reason why they lost that map. You know, it wasn't just because Grayhound was playing poorly. It was because Rooster were playing really bloody good. So I definitely think that would have stirred the Grayhound pot. Hopefully it's woken them up a little bit, purely because I want this to go to 3. I want this to end up on Nuke, because I feel like this is the series that kind of deserves that at this point. But irrespective of it now, Rooster, they've taken the save for this particular round. chelleos has invested slightly, so there will be a bit more pressure on. But in classic Rooster fashion, they want to contest on every round.
Yeah, invested slightly. We've got an M4 in the pick. We've got that Famis there, Phonetic as well, and majority of Rooster's players over towards the A side of things, just leaving Shell towards B, which is technically where Grayhound are more leaning towards at the moment. This slow banana crawl, as the single smoke at the moment from Chell will be dropped at the sandbags to delay some time. He does have a second one that's been dropped over to him as well, so he can buy a little bit more time. Maybe we'll see the Rooster members peek down towards mid and realize that Greyhound are absent, and it is going to be over towards this B side of the map. Chelleos, however, he wants to get a little bit of action before his players do get over to B.
Spotted and found. Unfortunately, doesn't find any frags on the way in. So yeah, Rooster have gambled it a couple of times now. Greyhound has seemed to be able to work it out, but it is still extremely early days here. Because I think if Rooster are able to just save this one through, they'll be all pretty happy into the next round, you'd say. Greyhound don't even need to upgrade. Probably play the next one a little bit quicker, right?
Yeah, potentially so. I mean, they still do have those Mac 10s, so it would suggest a little bit of heat to be turned up, a little bit of haste in towards what may well be a B rush, smoking out any Molotovs. We'll have to see what Greyhound do want to do. For the case of Rooster, however, they'll be able to get they'll be able to get their weaponry, so we'll finally start to see what their CT side is going to look in a map that we are extremely more well known with when it comes to these teams. More experienced with.
So plenty to consider here. Rooster can basically use this time as a bit of a discussion point. How do they want to approach the next couple of rounds? As we know, obviously, Rooster, very, very versatile. It has been a little while since I've seen them, with the current roster. So, we'll give it a real work. So, this is that round to play with. Through throwaway weapons here for Greyhound, Galils and Mac 10s. Potentially some pace behind them, but I'm sure Rooster should be aware and ready for that one.
Where's Chelleos taking this AWP back over towards B? If he gets isolated, that could be an avenue for Greyhound to get in towards the site. And it looks like he is going for a nice and early challenge through the fire and the flames. He will find a pick and he will carry on. Good utility usage for his teammates to bail him out. So first gun round for Rooster, find first opening pick. However, if Greyhounds do start to get a little bit quicker into A, they would have potentially had timing to play with numbers advantage. But now, whilst they still do have it, they don't have a weaponry advantage.
Smoke over. Let's try hold off for a little bit longer. That is at least going to push Liazz back for a second. chelleos straight back onto the line towards Diggity. So pace will pick up in a second. Smoke down towards the motorway and library. The Molotov down as well. So 3 members here very much ready to rock and roll. But TJ doesn't even need to see, apparently. Man is sharp as ever. Vexite straight on the line on the shoulder. Not sure how that didn't do much damage here, but now Greyhound really have to get a bit of a move on right now. ASAP down to 7 points of HP, but I think, Komodo, this is going to be an absolute steamrolling from Greyhound.
There's still time. 40 seconds.
Yeah.
Get a bit of a recovery right now. 2 on 4. Make it a 2 on 3. Big shot out from Liazz. Vexite was given the high five from that AWP earlier on, but with him surviving for a little bit longer, he wasn't able to get anything done. I see a bit of a problem, Mitch. That bomb is in a very precarious position on the A site at the moment, and Sico has a lot of angles that he still needs to contend with. He's given 1, but loses that out ASAP for the 2 to get the closer on the round.
ASAP is the king of pit, and he made it look nice and easy there. Happy to even move on in with only 7 HP. Pick up a couple of frags. So pretty stoked with that one. Definitely an important round for Rooster to pick up. Greyhound not going to be too kind of worried. Obviously, that was just their throwaway with that buy. Now, obviously, we've got the ult for Alistair. 4 AKs up. And Rooster haven't had their cash whittled down too hard. 4 alive in that previous, or 3 alive, rather. Still pretty good. So they'll be happily moving on into this 5th.
AWP, Chell spotted it out. He'll take Alistair out with a chicken as well. So some nice scrumptious dinner. For me a little bit later, at least. Opening frag, Rooster. They will be able to settle down and fall on back as well. They can definitely post up that AWP powerful line if they want to later, Mitch. But what do you look for Grayhound in a situation like this, right? It's their first big gun round as well after finding a pretty stellar opener to this map. And with a player down, they need a free pick. ADK's head, is that going to give them the chance?
Vexite certainly had an inkling. Smoke, though, will go down and flush them out. Seems like they are going to set their focus over towards this A side again. But, you know, the big thing really has been that Grayhound can't kind of just wait for Rooster to feel the pressure and make mistakes, because clearly that's not what they've been doing. Other teams in the region very well might be, but Rooster's, you know, whatever they've been doing it's like they've gone into the hyperbolic time chamber, putting in that practice, looking to be, you know, an arguing spot for that second in the region right now. Potentially, hey, if they win this, you know, obviously they got a bit more they need to do internationally before they can claim first, but they're certainly making our best in Grayhound look a little bit worried so far.
Well, speaking about Grayhound, they don't have any smokes to go in with this execute in towards the A side at the moment, so it has to be the util. It has to be those nades, but maybe it's just Vexite. All Vexite in this round. 2 sharp shots, and it might even justify a save for Rooster. They don't have too much money behind themselves. They've got kits. They don't have a smoke to get in either. Flashes an incendiary, sure, but that's not enough to get the job done. So it is going to be the save indeed. Vexite, big round from him.
Yeah, no, he had a really, really big round. Remember back to Anubis as well. That 2-3K entry in towards the A site, which was kind of exactly what they needed. You know, he had a relatively sort of quiet map, very on and off until then. But this time round, you know, even after chelleos finding the opening pick, that's going to be a 4th round here for Grayhound, only losing the 1 member. Maybe they can even find that AWP as well down towards the, I think down towards Mexi it was, but maybe they've thrown it away. Maybe TJ's picked that one up. So irrespective, free life for Rooster. They're going to have a happy buy into this next one. And Grayhound will keep on kicking with that 4th.
Yep. But you're not going to take away what weaponry Rooster do have and immediately call them out of a round such as this, right? AWP from Chell found some good openers. It just needs to be the conversion on the back of that from Rooster. I almost feel like maybe they need to be a little bit more proactive like they were on Anubis, right? They were changing things up. They were being very flowy, taking a lot of space as the CTs, and it was completely catching Grayhound off guard. Now, I don't know, Mitch, if that's just because it's a new map and Grayhound were a little bit shaken up by that fact. They don't have, you know, any official experience in that regard, but when it comes to Inferno, they definitely do. So I really do wonder, you know, is this just the case right now of Grayhound feeling more comfortable, more at home, and Anubis being an outlier? I think the next couple of rounds might give us the answer to that.
A win on this, a reset on the economy. Definitely feels like a much slower game, though. A lot less pressure on the Grayhound shoulders, it does appear. Whatever the conversation they had between maps, Komodo, maybe sort of changed their pace a little bit. But Grayhound have very much steered clear from this B side outside of that opening round or two. Pretty happy to keep on kicking towards A. And now that they've found ASAP's whereabouts, he's actually had to start to move up towards the A card as well. So now they poise towards top mid. chelleos is waiting. They're ready to go.
Could be big from him. Flashed off the line. Will they hear the footsteps of the retreat? They definitely will see that incendiary. So it's going to send a bit of ring around the rosy for them to wrap around this A site at the moment. They don't have time to get to B. So the forces for Rooster might want to start making their merry way over towards this A side. ASAP found in the pit. Remember, Chell is here with that AWP to upset things.
Absolutely. A little bit of damage has already been done as well. So big dunk in. That's the pick on Sico. TJ does go down. chelleos, oh my word. Almost finding a second just then. A little bit of a love tap from his teammate as well, but it is indeed going to be Alistair to take it. Sico with the classic scroll wheel jump by accident, and ADK will punish, but doesn't matter because Grayhound have walked away with a 5th round, and look at the position here from Liazz. He is very, very keen to take down ADK.
Yeah.
He's going to start to cruise on out, but as I said, man, Grayhound seem to be way more concise. Rooster struggling to deal with this A-site lockdown. They did have 1 round of success, but Grayhound have got now 5.
Yep. Yeah, I think a lot of people will call that a leak over at the A-site. Grayhound have found the gap to get on in, and they are exploiting it time and time again. Do wonder if it'll cause Rooster to take a bit of a pause. Yeah. Alrighty, we'll be fighting ADK too, so that is quite unfortunate for the Rooster squad. I'm looking to their economy. They can force. It's a Rooster round if I've ever seen one.
That's what I was about to say. No way Rooster saved this. They never do. They like to take risks because a lot of the time it does lead to that reward. ASAP is going to appear to save something. Wanted to look down the line to pick up that ult for Chell later down the track. But hey, look, 2 M4s, a FAMAS, and MP9. It's not horrible. Certainly enough to get the job done on a CT side map like Inferno, but the damage has already been dealt. Look at that dunk, though, back. Good trades accordingly, but I'll tell you who's been going big this series, Sico. It's not usually someone you expect to be that hard carry. He's had his moments of brilliance overseas, but, you know, lately he's just been doing what his team needs him to do. But I guess tonight, his team's needed him to step up.
Good timing on the smoke, though, to come on out. It'll halt the process of Grayhound for the time being. Meanwhile, TJP will start to make his rotation towards the B side. That is where the weaponry is going to be for Rooster. It could be a bloodbath if it does work out for Rooster. Another good timing on a smoke. And it will provide Grayhound the necessary time to set up for a full execute with what utility they do have as well.
Flashing full. Now it's going to be really, really tough. That Molotov is good. Liazz burning down. Alistair the same, but they're already in. And Liazz does not give a damn. Sico taken relatively low as well, but there's TJ to pick up the pieces. This is so winnable still for Rooster. Just depends on how big TJ wants to go. Obviously, ASAP, no Kevlar. So I guess it is a little bit of a question mark there. TJ does start to moonwalk his way back. And I think he's just going to leave it. Yeah, no dice at all. 6 rounds for Greyhounds. And yeah, Rooster, I don't know. They've potentially allowed us some steam here. Like Anubis looked really, really good for them. And I guess, look, you always have to give to that consideration when we're talking Inferno. Like, this is Greyhound's map. And sure, Rooster always look to put up some big results, and they can be very, very punishing onto other teams in the region. But I guess, you know, Greyhound is that step forward on this map. And as I mentioned, you know, they've taken international scalps.
It seems individually as well, the Greyhound members have started to wake up a little bit, right, and be a little bit more confident in these duels that they are taking. They're a little bit more clean and concise with them on known angles. Rooster, they will be going in for the purchase into this new round. The AWP that you were preemptively talking about is going to make its return in this round to chelleos' hands as well. So it's definitely one capable for them to be able to find it, Mitch. But this is going to be one of the really important rounds for Rooster. They need to start to get their CT side rolling, because if it doesn't and the ball is still in Greyhound's court, then it can just absolutely peel away from them. So I really want to see Rooster be able to gather this round. I want to see some great CT side play from them. And don't let Greyhound just continue to walk all over you.
Need a bit of a change of pace, and that may very well be what we need. chelleos opening pick on towards Sico. They are still re-aggressing, you know, pretty happy to keep on walking on up. TJP might have been hurt on that little hop, skip, and a jump towards the end of apartments, but Brackets control has been taken. ASAP going to send the nade down, and I do think Rooster's going to get that boost and leave. Very unsure about what's going to be happening here, but Liazz gets that very, very important pick here. TJ close quarters with the MP9, but look at the hold fast. Brakes have been pumped here from Greyhound. They're waiting for Rooster to react.
And react to TJP will. This smoke is going to land on the hay bales. TJP, he's going to predominantly find
He left him.
Liazz.
He left him.
He will indeed. Yeah, he's got the one, but the timing. He's known how to get the second one. The hot potato to the AK. This is the round, Mitch. This is the one I was talking about that Rooster needs to be able to find.
He's in such a good position to do this as well. Just has to be cautious, has the smoke, but the indecision is such a risk right now. The only thing, he was running low on bullets.
Wow.
Vexite very happy to do it. This is the time that we see it right now. Sure, you know, like last map, a couple of times TJP got those few multi-kills, but there is still a world where ADK can get back into this. However, Vexite is going to be the denial of service delivery there. 7-1. Every single member of Greyhound is stepping up to the plate right now as they need it to. But exactly as I was going back to, a couple of times in the last map, Anubis, we saw Rooster get 1 or 2, and all of a sudden, Greyhound started to feel the pressure. This time around, not at all. Multi-entry for Liazz, multi-response to close it from Vexite. They are absolutely crushing it right now. This is not the Rooster I was expecting to see on Inferno. Or maybe it's the Greyhound we were expecting to see from the start, given their position.
Yeah.
And look at that, chelleos getting the tag down as well. Opening pick for Sico once more.
I think it's a bit of a combination of both, to be completely honest with you. I think we saw some great counter-strike from Rooster and from Grayhound over on map number 1. I think it was a bit better from Rooster as them being able to find the scoreline at the end to get the victory. But I think Grayhound are a step ahead in this map at the moment. And a step ahead in this round, to be sure. 4 versus 3 on the player count, as it is just going to be these pistols for Rooster. They do have 2 players to contend with this fight over at the B site, but that's not exactly where Grayhound are yet solved to go towards, as the bomb will finally just be retrieved for ins. Yeah, we just keep it slow.
Very patient. Rooster, though, not moving at all. Those 5-7s are certainly scary. ADK keeping a firm focus towards CT. Sure, someone is playing, but it's not happening just yet. Nedic actually does manage to get one before dropping, and now ADK trying to push through, but they're completely disregarding him. Happy to just ignore it in full. Flesh that dot block as they take the site for free.
Is the AK still available down mid for ASAP to be able to find, or did Greyhound take the time to throw it out the map? I think they did, because ASAP's looking and he couldn't find it. So very well played from Greyhounds to remove a weapon that Rooster would love to get their mitts on. Sico will make sure that that follows in pursuit as well by finding ASAP. So this round, once more, well navigated from Greyhounds. They take the half no matter what. The question now does turn to, Mitch, how far forward do Greyhound actually get?
Well, they've already won the half. Step 1, right? Still plenty more rounds. Next step, they take double digits. They push it forward. Closer and closer they get to being able to have a complete and utter lockout on that CT side. You know, once upon a time, older Inferno, you would have sat here and gone, the game is absolutely done. But then you make some other considerations. Obviously, current meta, the way Rooster operates, no game is done. I'll never say never in a series like this one. So all Greyhound can really do is just put one foot ahead of the other. And I just do hope that Rooster start taking a few more risks, because it was something they were certainly willing to do on Anubis.
Missed
Great
shot from
flashes,
chelleos.
though. That's been a big factor here.
Absolutely, but that missed shot does mean that Greyhound get in towards the surroundings of A. chelleos good for the first opener on towards ins. And now the cavalry has arrived to back up this A side. But more shots presented towards chelleos, finally traded on out. The bomb not yet established, because ASAP, he still lurks around the graveyard. There would be a huge shot for him to find on towards Alistair, because then it's just Sico. Scratch that, he's taken down.
There's the shot. 1 of 3. And the footsteps pitter-pattering in as they go on. Alistair can make it to B. And he's absolutely done it. If he moves very, very quickly, it all just depends on where they want to make the decisions. He stopped. Pump the brakes, but look at the rotation that they're making right now. They know exactly. 40 seconds, but I think Alistair's given it too much time now. Look at Nedic's positioning. He should catch. That's the main thing. The Molotov is going to go down, but I still think Nedic can pass that. He absolutely can. He knows. Alistair needs to just tap. He knows the position is there, and he's in the head rent-free of Rooster right now. 1 more to go. It's the big man ADK. All reliable. He is doing plenty of work, but Alistair is focused onto the right line. It's all just going to be that thing of where do you look?
Timing.
He's moved it in. Oh, no. This could have been the opportunity for ADK to get back into it, Komodo, but Alistair, he has gone deeper. The second he clears CT, he should know.
Well,
Molotov goes out.
Right? No kit.
Patience.
Smoke on.
Hats on.
There's no time. There's no time. Well, there's just time.
There is there? Is there?
Doesn't matter.
I mean,
I don't even think there was time.
No, a scrappy end to a, anticlimactic end to a very big round. But
yeah, absolutely.
Let not that be taken away from the fact that that was a 1v3 on 10 HP from Alistair. Vintage Ali right there, we have just witnessed. But yeah, I guess that's just a perfect summary of Rooster just kind of losing their way a little bit on this map, which again, I need to stress, especially after what we saw in Anubis. I was not expecting this at all. You kind of thought, yeah, Greyhound 2-0, most likely. So after seeing the dominant performance, I'm flabbergasted a little bit here, Komodo.
No, I definitely agree with you on that regard. And I mean, there is still a way that Rooster can salvage this half. 9-6 would be in their best interest, but even 10-5 and a good T-sided start from them is something that's very well, you know, plausible and would be welcome for them. So we will wait and see what the little half buy can do for Rooster in a round such as this. 3 players towards B. The scope of chelleos scout will be heard. Challenge and a great flash on towards Vexite's line. Finds one. He got dinked. He knows there's more players here. But as Sico finds ASAP, the numbers of Rooster start to fall.
First time we've actually seen Rooster really try to aggress onto Banana, but it's late. The flash is there to put the pressure on and continue. You know, Rooster still trying to make things work, but obviously Grayhound now sort of taking the different approach. Look at Inns, though. He can slot straight into CT. Absolutely no pressure. He's gotten there for free. And I think he can just go straight into Grave. Yep, that's it. Into the construction site. He's happy. Happy as Larry. But the problem is, though, now, could this be an overcall? He's found the info. He spotted both members, I think. He's just about to...
He's in the gun barrel,
He's got to
right?
be careful. No, I don't think he has. No, he hasn't. He hasn't.
No,
now, no, this could be a blunder. 20 seconds. They've got to go back. This is... I mean, look, they're so far ahead that this is not going to be a massive impact, but this could be an opportunity for Rooster to get back into this. 80K.
Mitch, there's one kill. One kill that is the crucial factor right now, and it's TJP. He's gotten the first 5 seconds. That is a sharp shot, my word. But there's time. There's time to get the bomb to salvage this round. Netic on a 1 versus 2. I cannot believe how this round has potentially gone Rooster's way.
And they're going to peek for it as well. They're going to give him the opportunity. Vexite swings, but Alistair closes. Oh, geez. Again, after the map that we just previously had, we've ended up here. A round that Rooster, or Grayhound rather, almost threw. And Rooster got a complete and utter re-entry back into the rounds. And that could have been their potential resurgence, right? Potential time where they were going to start moving on. But not today. And I think Inns, if he lost that going for the knife, it could have been potentially a little bit of pressure applied. But now the fact that they still won the round, despite that, probably the whole team's laughing.
Yeah, it's one of those funny rounds, but from our position, it's kind of one of those rounds where, why have we been put in this position? Would have been huge for Rooster to be able to win that one, though, that's for sure. Unfortunately, they don't. Now it's 5 players for Grayhound surrounding this A site, 3 for Rooster, and an execution that is going to slowly but surely start to come on out. ASAP to start off the affair, though, and TJP to double down. This is the Rooster that we were waiting for.
Complete lockout. TJP, once again, topping the server. At least for Team Rooster. Now Alistair. They had a 1v3 before, but I think a 1v5 might be a little too much. And that answer has come through. ASAP and TJP again. The dynamic duo locking down the A site. They did have that first opening round where ASAP was the king of pits, and now this time he's the king of grave. Obviously alongside TJP. So A site locked down nicely. Second round for Rooster. Got to be careful here, Grayhound. 5 rounds might be a re-entrance in for Rooster to a degree.
Is it the start for Rooster to find 5 rounds on the CT side? They definitely want to be chasing that one. Good HE grenade to Vexite to start things off, but it is just this creep up from Grayhound towards B. You know, I still firmly believe Grayhound have done enough on this T side. And if it doesn't go their way from here, they should be able to still close it out on the CT side. But for Rooster, I mean, they've gone in with a plan of action in this round with the weaponry. A 4-player stack towards A and a retake towards B if it does go over towards chelleos. So this is going to be a pretty big brawl over towards the top of brackets here. If Rooster actually play their timing right, his util could be the damage, but it's not going to happen, Mitch. Look at that. Immediately Rooster finds frags.
Alistair does get a response, but no way. How has he afforded that second? I was about to say they had no business getting their way back into this round. It was a lockout, a shutdown. But now Liazz is still somehow kicking. They can find their way towards the site.
Oh,
but actually, no, the bomb is a little while away, but it's not going to matter. With Liazz doing the kind of damage, the confidence has come back. The king of the server. 13-6 from Liazz, 11-2.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you know, we were talking about it just a little bit. If Rooster found that third, all of a sudden, maybe some questions. But yeah, that's a response for sure from Grayhound.
Liazz certainly put his cowboy hat on for that one. Just a couple of sharp shots to coming out from him. Probably shouldn't have still been alive with how that one played out. Unfortunate that the dink only came through to put him down low, but not out of the round. Another one goes the way to the Hounds. And there's going to be a force up for Rooster to try and get the next remaining 2 rounds of the half. Nendic is tucking himself in front of this half wall. He's going to need an assistive flash from chelleos to try and get on the line to try and find something. But it's going to be the shallow smoke from Chell, meaning that it's all a bit of a bait play to try and draw the Grayhound members in towards Nedic's crosshair. On the other side of the map, Rooster members happy enough to just plant their feet.
Boost up. Try and get these last couple of rounds. All really Rooster can focus on. What was it? Zonic's Law 11-4, right? Crazier things can happen, but irrespective, Grayhound have very much the foothold this time round. Bomb collected. Brackets control affirmed. 3 members here defending from Rooster once again.
Bare bone structure for Rooster. Not a lot of utility to try and contend with this. It needs to be the individual prowess with the weaponry.
The Grayhound again. Straight through that wraparound. They've taken control of Library. Now the pressure does start to apply. Molotov onto the tipsies of TJP. Liazz also able to find ASAP. It's an absolute bloody steamroll bloodbath on the A site. Vexite moving through. This is the confidence builder that Grayhound desperately needed. Neddic just running for the hills here, trying to defend his rifle. Take that M4 into the finale, but it's going to be 12-2 for Grayhound. They break the curse of the Zonic's Law and not even going to be considered this time round. It's a crazy turn of events for what we're seeing. Vexite's even going to get a third.
And that's
absolutely
Shadow as well.
Punishing. Listen, what I'm just noticing, right? We talk Inferno. Ins is 3 and 7. Yeah, the rest of the team is doing it all. This is insanity right now.
I see what you did there. Ha ha ha.
I didn't. That was accidental. All right, come on.
Nah, it's fine. It's look, if he's doing his job on the IGL department, he's doing what he needs.
Team
but
no
also
kill.
that knife attempts. I mean,
it was meant to be the confidence booster, and look, obviously only there. Chelleos just with the scout, but Alistair moving his way up mid. Liazz is going to get the spot onto just ASAP as TJP gets the response. So already finding 2 picks. Grayhound with the lead in the round again. Neddic is taking a big old risk as Alistair has picked up 1. Vexite's actually going to find it, but Neddic does afford himself with the trade. However, he finds himself in a bit of a predicament. Exactly.
There we go.
Could be the only thing, but it is going to be ins to at least close. So big 13-2 half in the favor of Grayhound. We'll find out if they can close it quickly just after this break. straight back into it. Just like it's a completely different game, completely different matchup. We see Grayhound 13-2 up in the lead here. And straight into that pistol, it is going to be a bit of a push down middle as ASAP will punish, but there is responses back. ASAP gets a couple before he's taken down. 80k does at least get a response here, so it is going to be a completely open B site, Komodo. Grayhound are going to be on the retake in this 3-on-2.
We'll see if Vexite can find any taps through this smoke, or if he's going to play on the side of caution and wait for Ins to come on over, because Vexite does not have any Kemba behind himself. He's going to take a duel, loses to Netic. So it's a good start for Rooster so far in this pistol round. The footsteps of Ins will be heard. There's no smoke towards the coffins, but there is a challenge. There's the first of 3. Can he get a repeat here? There's another one through towards him. 80k down, and now it's on to Netic. Of course, Ins the taps. I thought he would already find it. There's no kit. He's got to go for the fight. The pre-fires are there. It's a 1 versus 3. Okay, I throw away my pen. This game is probably done.
Mate, look, it's just the fact that Ins was 3-7. Now he's 8-7 with the 4k to clutch out a ridiculous pistol. 14-2 now being the scoreline. Rooster kind of just begging at, clutching at straws at anything at this point in time, hoping for a bit of a change up. Chelleos has gone for the traditional Galil Force, obviously off the back of that bomb plant. But yeah, look, basically wrap it up here, post it, start to think about what's coming around the corner on Nuke.
Yeah, I think that might be very well the case, but I have to wait and see what these Galils are going to present us. Knife. Yeah. Not performing, sorry. You've been sacrificed.
Get more kills, bro. You're useless. That's rough. Certainly does summarize this map, though. But, you know, look, not much can be done about it. Alistair's going to lock down from up high. Doesn't quite get chelleos. But Ins will at least clean up, pick up the pieces all down to ASAP. Who is 1v4. So, let's see if he can find anything here. Hope for some additional damage. I mean, look, Vexite and Ins are relatively low, but down bottom mid. Already see a member in Sico into position. Doesn't quite get the frag, but he gets the dink. So, ASAP's job's made even harder with 21 HP.
Yeah, a single smoke grenade as well. I mean, it would take a pretty big misstep from Greyhounds to lose the round from here. As I kind of just want to sit and see what ASAP's going to be able to do.
Just listening to the ambience.
Yeah. And the chickens.
It's kind of just a rest point, prep for the next game. Would like ASAP to pull this one off, but watching Liazz gets the spot, and that'll be the round. So there we go, map point here, looking to make it a 3-map series, which, as we kind of alluded to at the start of this broadcast, Komodo, it deserved it. You know, I think a lot of people out of there would have said 2-0 with Rooster applying pressure. As you sort of mentioned, we did last see this series, ANZ champs, late last year, December. Rooster versus Grayhound. It was a 3-0 in favor of Grayhound, I believe, right?
Yeah, 3-0, but default first map.
That's right.
16-6 and 16-12, I think it was.
Rooster always still managing to apply some level of pressure, but just one step behind. That was why Anubis was so exciting. So, happy to peek straight down mid, looking for a second onto 80k. He may very well burn in the Molotov. No, not quite. He will live on, but back down to 7-9, making it even. 3 versus 3. Alistair, though, does get the fadeaway, and poor 80k caught in the crossfire there. He cannot catch a break this map, as it's all left on a Netic, who does pick up the M4. I mean, he's got an entry point in here. Potential wins if Alistair can't catch him. There we go. There is an opportunity now. Both members are walking all the way up mid, though, Komodo. Will they hear him in this 1v2 as they pull in the brackets?
43 HP in a dream, 1 versus 2. But how long do you start to look towards one angle before transitioning your head to where your opponents do start to come in from? Vexite can just even tap the bomb if he wanted to here. But look at that. That smoke is... They're oblivious, unfortunately. There's the kill. At least the trade. Netted good for 1. But, Mitch, it is 16-2.
Yeah. Never did I ever think that I would be saying 16-2 victory for Grayhound in favor of Rooster. But look, here we are. I mean, it is a classic Oceanic Counter-Strike fashion, I feel like, when we go from such an absolute heater in the previous map, and for whatever reason, you know, maybe Grayhound just weren't in the space. They are obviously watching the series on Wednesday. I think they're actually watching a bunch of the streams during the course of the week, right? Prepping to see what kind of the dynamic of the teams are looking like, first event of the year that we get in, and with the international